Hello students, I'm your Nandini ma'am. Today I'm going to read you a dialogue story, The King in a Parrot's Body. The title is so interesting, so let's get started. Long, long ago, there was a noble king called Shukripaksh who reigned over a city called Prithvi Bhushana. He was so pure of heart that he could never see bad in another. He had a minister, Krishna Paksh, who, sad to say, was a wicked man. One morning, Your Majesty, there is a merchant outside from a far off country. He has a gift for you. Show him in. What a fine horse! I'm glad you like it, Your Majesty. It is the fastest steed in the world. As the king examined the horse, an evil plan took shape in the minister's mind. It may be fast, but it is still wild. Let's. I'll ask the king to try the horse, and that's it. Why don't you try it right away, Your Majesty? An excellent idea. Before the merchant could utter a word, the king was on the horse and out of the palace. Oh no, the steed needs to get used to him. The king will kill himself. Then I'll be the king. I'll wait for a few days to make sure he is dead. Meanwhile, a few courtiers immediately mounted their steeds and went out after the king. But the king and his horse were far, far away in a dense forest towards evening. He's slowing down, thank God. He seems to be exhausted. That was quite a ride. Suddenly, the horse stood still. What's the matter, my beauty? We have lost our way. You must not stop now. The next moment, its knees buckled and it fell dead. Oh, I have lost my horse, and there's not a soul in sight. Leaving the horse, the tired, thirsty, and hungry king walked wearily on. Ah, a pond and some fruits. He refreshed himself at the pond and began to pluck some fruit suddenly. Who are you? What brings you to this forest alone, young man? Oh, Holy One, I am so happy to see you. I, the king then told him who he was and how he happened to be here. Why don't you come and spend the night at my hut? I am so grateful to you, Holy One. When they reached the hut, the hermit has a guest. Now, regal he is his bearing. He must be a king. The very goddess of good fortune. Why does she lead the life of a recluse? I must make her my queen. The king seems smitten by the maid. Oh, sage, who is that maiden? She is Nivriti, the daughter of king of the Vidyadharas. Why is she here? It's a long story, but I'll tell it as briefly as I can. One day, Vidyadhara flew into her father's palace and carried Nivriti away. Help! Help! Hearing her screams, her father rushed out and galloped after them. The Vidyadhara turned round and saw the king. Oh, it's father. I would better get rid of the girl. He dropped her in front of my hermitage and fled for his life. A few minutes later, her father came up. I'm going after the rascal and will not be back till he is caught and punished. Please look after my daughter till I return. But if I am delayed, please marry her to a worthy man. He must possess the power of entering a dead body. It's many years since this happened. It seems as if he will not return and she is still unmarried. Oh, Sage, I would gladly marry her. Well, you certainly are a deserving person if only you had the power to enter a dead body. I must make her my queen. Isn't there some way out? All right, you may marry her, but till you are in possession of the power, do not take her into the inner compartments of your palace. I'll do as you say, Holy One. Only let her come with me. So the king married Nivriti. Just then, the courtiers who had followed the king found their way to the hut. It had taken them a long time to reach the place. We have found the king. Thank God he is safe. Oh, my men, you have just come in time to escort us home. We are honored, Your Majesty. Two of us will ride on ahead and inform the minister that you are well. Soon the party was ready to set off. Remember the condition, said the sage. I won't forget. I will do all I can to acquire the power. On the way, my lord, I'm curious about one thing. How did you find our hut? When the king told her the story, the minister seems to be an evil man. If he cared for the king's safety, he would not have asked him to mount a steed that had not been first been tamed. But she did not voice her thoughts. Meanwhile, at the palace, so two of the courtiers who went after the king have returned with news of him. Oh, he is still alive. My plans have failed again. Send them in. Sir, the king is safe. He is on his way back with the queen. They should be here any minute. The queen? Yes, sir. She is a Vidyadhara princess. His Majesty married her in the forest. I can hear hoofbeats. They are here. Pretending to be happy, the minister rushed out to greet the king. Suddenly he stopped and stared. She's the most beautiful woman I have ever seen. And he walked slowly up to them. This is my minister, Krishna Paksh. Oh, so this is him. I am now sure he is an evil man. I must warn my husband about him soon. The queen will live in the palace in the royal park. How strange. Why not in his palace? Anyway, I will soon know, thought the minister. Later, inside his palace, the king sat brooding over his problem. What shall I do? How, how am I to acquire the power? I shall have to confide in Krishna Paksh. When the minister heard the whole story from the king, that means Nivriti will belong to the man who acquires the power. What shall I do? To whom should I turn? But in whatever way you get it, I too shall get it and make Nivriti my wife. I have a brilliant idea. Let us build a free rest house for holy men. Among those who visited, we might find one who could help us. Oh, excellent! That's an excellent idea. So the rest house was soon constructed and hundreds of holy men visited it every day. 6 months went by. Any luck today? Not at all. I don't think it was such a good idea after all. Something is bound to happen. We'll keep trying. We must try some other means as well and not depend only on holy men. The next day, on his way to the rest house, the minister saw a stranger. Who are you, sir? I have never seen you in this city before. I am a carpet merchant. I love to travel. I have seen many strange things and met many interesting people. Seen many strange things? Met many interesting people? Seen many strange things? I'm sure you haven't met a man who could enter a dead body. I have, too. He is a yogi, but he is difficult to reach. The minister couldn't believe his good luck. I must meet this yogi, no matter how difficult it may be to reach him. All right, listen carefully. About 96 miles from my city, there are two palm trees on either side of a path which leads into a dense forest. On one of them is perched a crow, and on the other a swan. As you go deep into the forest, you will see a mountain. And then, on the peak of that mountain sits Yogi Sadanand. He has the power you are looking for, and if he is pleased with you, he may impart the secret to you. The minister was dismayed to hear that. A yogi will not trust me. I'll have to take the king and then use my wits. So the minister went to the king and told him everything. We could set out right away. But in which city does the carpet merchant live? We can't find the palace unless we know that. The minister felt foolish. In my excitement, I forgot to ask him that, Majesty, that I will bring him here. When the merchant was brought before the king, you forgot to give us the location of your city, my good man. It's simple, your Majesty. After you leave your kingdom, you will pass through 12 villages, 9 cities, and 5 towns. Beyond that lies my city. As soon as the merchant left, the king went with the good news to Nivriti. The minister and I will set out immediately to find the yogi. I'm delighted with our good fortune, but I do not trust your minister. He is crafty, malicious, and ungrateful. Your very life will be in danger if you take him with you. If that's how you feel, I'll ask him to stay behind. The king accordingly sent for his minister. I'll go alone. I want you to look after the kingdom while I am away. How can I let you go alone, Your Majesty? The courtiers can look after the kingdom while we are away. How concerned he is about my safety. Nivriti must be mistaken about him. The two set out, and after traveling a long distance, there are the two palm trees. The crow is not there, but the swan is. This must be the forest. They made their way through the forest suddenly. Look, the mountain! They rode up the mountain and soon reached the top. Can you see that shining figure? Yes, it's the yogi. And they came near him. He is the very embodiment of peace. They sat before the yogi who was deep in meditation. Let's wait here till he opens his eyes and speaks to us. At last, the yogi opened his eyes, but he took no notice of them. For days the yogi ignored them, but the king and the minister waited patiently. At last, one day, the yogi spoke to the king, ignoring the minister. I am pleased with you. Ask for a boon. Oh, Holy One, give me the power to enter the dead body. The next moment, Holy One, I too crave this power. The yogi, however, did not even look at him. He addressed the king. I am willing to give it to you, but not to that man. He is not fit to possess this power. The minister could not control his disappointment. I need the power to honor a condition. Why does he want it? Well, whatever the reason, if he wants it, he too shall have it. Holy sir, for my sake, let my minister too be given the power. I cannot bear to see him so unhappy. If I give the power to him, your life will be in danger. He is not to be trusted. But the king refused to believe that his minister would harm him. He was so kind. Holy sir, I trust him. Please, let him have the power too. All right, but I warn you, be wary of him. And the yogi imparted the unique power to both of them. The king and his minister set out on their return journey. A few days later, they came to a pool. Let's stop and rest here for a while. Suddenly, they spied something behind a thick shrub. What's that? A dead elephant? Here's an opportunity to test my newly acquired power. I'm going to enter the body of this elephant. Please take care of my body till I come back. I can't believe it. I never dreamed it would be so easy to get rid of him. The next moment, the dead elephant came alive and wandered into the forest. There he goes. I must be quick and enter his body. The next moment, now I would destroy my discarded body once and for all. Making a prayer, the minister in the king's body burned his own body and he continued his journey. Meanwhile, the king in the elephant's body returned and found both his body and his minister missing. I do not trust your minister. He is crafty. Don't trust him. If I give the power to him, your life will be in danger. They were right. He wants to rob me of my kingdom and my queen. I would better go home quickly before he succeeds in his plans, thought the king. Meanwhile, as soon as the minister and the king's body reached the palace, he sent for the courtiers. There is a robbed elephant about. If he enters the city, kill him immediately. Yes, your majesty. Then he went to Nivriti's palace in the royal park. Ah, Nivriti, I am back. I can't believe it. I am happy to see you, my lord. Did you get the power? Oh, yes, I did. But while returning, we were chased by a lion. My noble minister saved my life. Where is he? Alas, he lost his life while saving mine. How can I believe him? Suppose he is wicked minister in my lord's body? However, she pretended to believe his story. Though I feel sorry for the minister, I'm happy to see you alive and successful in your mission. But when you left, I took a vow and it will take me a few more days to fulfill it. During this time, you must not meet me. Fulfill all your vows by all means. I'll come to you when it is over. As soon as the minister returned to his palace, Your Majesty, the elephant, it's come. Quick, let's go after it. Arming themselves, they began to chase the king in the elephant's body. It would be foolish to try my strength against so many armed men. But what should I do? He began to run for his life. Suddenly, ah, a dead deer? If I enter its body, I can run faster. The next moment, the elephant fell dead and the deer sprinted away. Quick, Follow that deer, shoot it down. Ah, my men are good shots, indeed, painfully so. Suddenly, he spied a dead parrot and entered its body and then. But the minister and his men noticed only the dead deer. It's dead. Good work, my men. You shall be well rewarded. Thank God, they didn't notice me. I will fly to dear Nivriti's palace. He flew to the mango tree outside Nivriti's window. I'll wait here till she comes to the window, then I'll fly to her. Suddenly, oh, a hunter's net! I am trapped. The king and the parrot's body did some quick thinking. If you do as I tell you, you can make a lot of money. The sport talks. I must be dreaming. This is no dream. You can sell me for a lot of money. You're right. I could get at least a lakh of rupees. At the marketplace, the bird spotted Nivriti's maid. How is your mistress? Is she all right? He is talking to me? Yes, he is a talking bird, and you can have him for a lakh of rupees. The maid ran to the Nivriti and told her all about the parrot. And I don't think I'm mad. I heard the parrot with my own ears. I must buy that bird. Go to the king and ask him for the money. 1 lakh for a mere parrot? I don't have money to throw away. The maid returned and reported his answer to the queen. The king, my husband, would never deny me anything. That man is not my husband. She took out some money and gave it to her maid. Buy that bird and bring it to me at once. I'm sure it'll help me solve the mystery. Meanwhile, the minister in the guise of the king became suspicious. Why did the queen want to buy such a costly bird? There must be something to it. I'll go and question her. He went to the queen's palace. The maid had bought the bird. I must prevent it from reaching the queen's hands. A nameless fear gripped his heart. He seized the bird from the startled maid. What are you doing? He'll kill me. I would better escape into the body of that dead bee. The next minute, the minister had wrung the neck of the parrot and killed it just as the king entered the bee. You had no right to kill my bird. I bought it with my own money. Restore it to life or I'll kill myself. She wept so bitterly that the minister didn't know what to do at last. All right, give me a few minutes and I'll bring your parrot back to life. He went into the next room with the dead parrot. Then, leaving the king's body, he entered the parrot's body and flew back into the queen's room. Meanwhile, I never dreamt that things would work out so well. The king left the bee and entering his own body at last. He went to his queen. Nivriti, my lord, I have been duped, thought the parrot. The king told her the whole story of what had happened during the journey in search of the special power. Give me that parrot. I'll wring its neck and get rid of the evil creature forever. Why do you want to burden yourself with the sin of killing him? Leave him to his own fate. Better still, we will put him in an iron cage so that he will not be able to do any more mischief with his precious power. And the king lovingly led Nivriti to his own palace. Thank you.